Intervals are key to musical thinking. By musical thinking, I mean the ability to play, sing, or write exactly what you imagine in your mind's ear. Think of it as being able to play what you hear instead of hearing what you play. The distinction is subtle, but it's something all great musicians share to some degree. So what's the difference? Well, when you hear what you play, you might know scales or chords or even songs, but it feels like there's something missing, like an intuitive sense of where the music's going. When you play what you hear, the musical ideas flow from within. You can imagine a melody and play it without any limitations. This is musical thinking. Hey, this is Alex from Eastside Music, and today I want to talk about intervals and musical thinking. So what's an interval? Well, an interval is simply the space between two notes. It can be played melodically or in sequence, or it can be played harmonically at the same time, like in a chord. So why are intervals important? Well, all of tonal music contains intervals, and without them, music doesn't really have emotional context. You really need the interval to create the feeling. Intervals can be either diatonic or chromatic. Diatonic intervals are found in a major scale or key, and what we're going to focus on in this video. There are 5 different classes of intervals to consider. Those are major, minor, perfect, augmented, and diminished. Let's start with a major scale in the key of C. Starting with the root or tonic, we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. Thinking scale degrees, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, or 8. You can build an interval off of any 2 notes in the scale. Beginning again with the root, if we go from C to D, or 1 to 2, we get a major second. From 1 to 3 is a major third. From 1 to 4, or C to F, is a perfect fourth. From C to G is a perfect fifth. From C to A is a major sixth. From C to B is a major seventh. And from C up to C is a perfect octave. It's helpful to understand how intervals are constructed. Starting with the smallest space between 2 notes, we have a minor second, or half step. Next, you get a whole step, or a major second. All other intervals can be thought of as a combination of these smaller building blocks. For example, a major third is 2 whole steps apart. Refer to the chart in the link below as reference for how each interval is constructed. You don't need to know how to sight read to learn your intervals, but it is helpful to have a basic understanding of music notation. Looking at the staff, we see lines and spaces. A line right next to a space, or vice versa, is always a second. A line to a line with 1 space in between, or a space to a space with a line in between, is always a third. A line to a space is a fourth, a line to a line with a line in between is a fifth, and so on. Whether that interval is major or minor, or perfect or augmented or diminished, is determined by the absolute distance between those 2 notes, which can be discovered by counting the half and whole steps from one note to another. Your goal is to be able to identify an interval simply by looking at it on a page or hearing it in music. This is ear training, and it takes time to develop, but there are certain tips and tricks you can employ now to get you going. The easiest way to learn your intervals is to relate them to familiar melodies you already know. We'll do this for every interval found in the major scale. Starting with a minor second, that's a familiar melody from Jaws. A major second is found everywhere, but you can think about the second and third note of Happy Birthday. A minor third is Greensleeves. A major third is When the Saints Go Marching In. A perfect fourth is Here Comes the Bride. An augmented fourth is Maria from the West Side Story, or the intro from The Simpsons. A perfect fifth is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. A minor sixth is found in The Entertainer by Scott Joplin. A major sixth is a familiar intro music to the NBC logo. A minor seventh is found in the intro to Star Trek. A major seventh is the theme song to Superman. And a perfect octave is Somewhere Over the Rainbow from The Wizard of Oz. So here's your challenge for learning your intervals and being able to play what you hear. Sit down at a piano or a guitar or whatever your instrument is. If you're a singer, it can be helpful to have a keyboard nearby. And just start by playing a major scale in the key of C. Then play each interval starting on C, and then sing that interval back. If your pitch isn't great, that doesn't matter. The most important part is that you can hear in your mind what interval you're trying to play. Do this for each interval, C to D, C to E, C to F, and so on until you've completed the octave. Then, try and sing each interval first and then play to check to see if you're correct. When you've gone through a major scale and you can hear and sing with some degree of accuracy the intervals in this scale, start trying to think about melodic ideas or motifs. Pick a 3-note idea that could be a melody and try and think intervallically. How far does it go up? How far does it go down? Does it stay the same? Try and develop your idea in various places throughout the scale. When you find something that you really like, it could be the beginning of a new song. Well, I hope this intro on intervals helped. If you like this video, please like and subscribe for more content like this, and until next time.